Welcome, everyone. Please stand for the processional of the flags. Thank you. You may be seated. Good afternoon and welcome to the 2025 Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. program. Since 1997, we have come together annually to honor the life and legacy of Dr. King, whose courage, vision, and unwavering commitment to justice continue to inspire us all. This year, as we gather to reflect and celebrate, we are especially mindful of our theme, On the Way to Justice, Energy, and Longevity. The King holiday is a moment for renewal, a chance to recommit ourselves to the ongoing work of justice and equity. Dr. King urged us to dream of a more beautiful world and to take purposeful steps toward making it a reality. This year's theme invites us to reflect on what it takes to sustain that dream, the energy to fuel the fight for justice, and the longevity to see it through. For generations, countless individuals have worked tirelessly toward the goals of diversity, equity, inclusion, belonging, and justice. From abolitionists to civil rights activists, and from community organizers to modern-day advocates, their efforts have been vital in bending the arc of the moral universe closer to justice. Their legacy is both a testament to their vision and a call to action for us to continue this work. It is our shared responsibility to honor their sacrifices by carrying the torch forward, ensuring that their dreams do not fade but grow stronger in the hands of each generation. Today, as we reflect on the theme of energy and longevity, we are called to consider how we sustain the work of justice across those generations. At CSG, we empower leaders by helping young women understand and embrace their power. But true empowerment comes when we create space for young people to speak boldly and lead fearlessly, while also encouraging them to learn from the experiences of those who have come before them. It is in this mutual exchange where wisdom meets innovation and experience meets fresh perspective that we find the strength and the grace to persevere. Dr. King once said, "The arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends towards justice." However, that arc does not bend on its own. It requires our collective effort, day by day and generation by generation. As we share in today's program, let us renew our commitment to nurturing that energy and that longevity, to walking hand in hand toward the beloved community that Dr. King envisioned. Together, we can work to build a world where justice and love endure, and where the dream persists for generations yet to come. Thank you all for being here with us today and for doing your part in this ongoing journey. And let us continue the work with energy, with resilience, and with hope. At this time, please join me in welcoming Sydney Poindexter, Forum 10, who will lead us in the first portion of our program.
We shall overcome has got to be more than a memory. We shall overcome has got to be more than a frame of mind. We shall overcome has got to be more than a frame of mind. We shall overcome has got to be more than a protest song. We shall overcome has got to be more than a melody. We shall overcome has got to be more than a freedom song. We shall overcome has got to be more than a song we sing.
We will now join in the singing of We Shall Overcome, led by our Louisville Choir.
Good afternoon. My name is Arian Kinfei, and I am Secretary of the Beauty of African American Culture Club. Pilar Walton, President, and Ava Bennett, Vice President, could not be here today, but on behalf of the leadership staff, I would like to thank you all for being here. The Beauty of African American Culture Club, also known as BAACC, was initially founded as the Black Awareness Club. Today, though we have changed our name, we are just as dedicated to advocacy. The BAACC has solidified itself as a staple in the CSG community by organizing events and activities that celebrate and honor African American heritage. We seek to empower students and promote a genuine appreciation for our culture in the CSG community. BAACC is marked by our devotion to education, service, and reverence. These, of course, are all principles demonstrated by the late Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. As a civil rights activist and preacher, Dr. King was known for his nonviolent philosophy. Through his conscious, deliberate, and organized protesting, he helped to open the door for Black Americans and inspired activism throughout generations. Every year, we choose a theme for this program that we believe resonates with Dr. King's philosophy. This year, the theme we chose is On the Way to Justice, Energy and Longevity. One of my favorite quotes from Dr. King is, "The arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends towards justice," from his speech at the National Cathedral in March of 1968. I love this quote, but it feels incomplete. I think U.S. Representative Chantel Brown of Cleveland said it best. Like many of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s famous quotations, these words echo through the ages. They offer hope and give rise to the sense that progress toward freedom, equality, and indeed, justice is inevitable. But the arc of the moral universe is anything but. It does not bend towards justice on its own. No. It only does so because people pull it towards justice. It is an active exercise, not a passive one. Despite the dangers, bold individuals pulled our country towards justice, ensuring progress in their time. The Civil Rights Act and the Voting Rights Act were possible because of fearless warriors like Dr. King, Fannie Lou Hamer, and the tens of thousands of unnamed activists who never backed down from their commitment to holding our country to its founding promise that all people are created equal. The America we live in today was secured by the sheer will, boundless bravery, and the steadfast commitment of those who came before us. Yet, their work is incomplete. Bias and discrimination still hold a knot on the neck of justice and equality. On Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day, there has never been a more important time to defend our democracy and protect the progress of those who came before us, risked life and limb to secure. Dr. King was right. The arc of the moral universe can bend towards justice, but only if we pull it. That is his legacy. The BAACC hopes to continue his legacy and encourage you all to do the same. Though we feel King's is lost, his cause lives on in the hearts and mind of all those with the will to make change. Before I end, I would like to share one last quote from Dr. King. Make a career of humanity. Commit yourself to the noble struggle for equal rights. You will make a greater person of yourself, or greater nation of your country, and a finer world to live in. Thank you. And now please stand as we together sing the Black National Anthem.
Beauty of African American Culture Club. Dr. King's legacy embodies this year's MLK programming, On the Way to Justice, Energy and Longevity. Through his lifelong commitment to equality, social justice, and civil rights, with energy and passion, Dr. King arranged significant movements and legislation that paved the way for millions of African Americans and diminished the systematic barriers that are rooted in racial inequality. Dr. King continues to be a beacon of hope and power to people across the globe. Although it is important to recognize the work of Dr. King and many other civil rights activists have already done, there is always more work to be done. At this time, I would like to introduce this year's MLK program speaker, Michonne Wilborn, from the CSG class of 2000. Michonne Wilborn is the Vice President and Diversity, Equality, and Inclusion Lead for Consumers and Community Banking at JP Morgan Chase. She manages the standardization of DI reporting and develops key DI initiatives to increase diversity, representation, and further the company's commitment to inclusion and belonging. Michonne holds a bachelor's degree in theater performing from Hope College in Holland, Michigan. She's a board member of Benefit Concert Association, a yearly benefit concert held to support Columbus's own Nationwide Children's Heart Hospital. She currently studies to become a certified professional executive coach via Coach Diversity Institute and the International Coaching Federation. She lives in Columbus, Ohio with her husband Corey and her two boys, Dresden and Devon. Please give a big cloud of ovations.
Hello. That's lovely. Good morning and afternoon to the students, faculty, staff, alumni. I'd like to extend my thanks to Corey Baker and the Beauty of African American Culture Club for extending the offer for me to speak today. And hello to the class of 2000, if you're here. Yep, yeah. There's a couple of us in here. Class 2000. It is an honor to join you all on such a significant occasion as we celebrate Martin Luther King Jr., a day that reminds us of the transformative power of vision, courage, and purpose. This invitation does hold special meaning for me as a proud unicorn who walked the halls of CSG from 2nd to 12th grade. CSG shaped me in countless ways, helping me to grow into the woman that I am today. This school has always been a beacon of excellence, and it's my privilege to return and share a little bit of my journey with you. Since my time at CSG, I have worn many hats. A theater and commercial actor, a retail manager, a barista, a bank teller, a property manager, and now Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion VP at JP Morgan Chase. Beyond my professional roles, I am also a daughter, a sister, a mother, a wife, a co-worker, a business owner. Like many of you, I juggle many hats, and with every new hat that I acquire, I learn an invaluable lesson, the importance of prioritizing rest. Now, this is not a speech about Michonne and how I do self-care. If you want to know that, you can catch up with me later. But there is relevant historical context here. In January and February of 1967, Dr. King went to Jamaica, and he wrote the first draft of his final book, Where Do We Go From Here, Chaos or Community? He stayed in a secluded house with no phone. I'll say that again, no phone. And he was with his wife, Coretta, his aide, and his secretary. This deliberate act of withdrawal, accompanied with rest, enabled Dr. King to produce a profound work, his fourth and final published book before his assassination just a year later. Being in a state of relative seclusion allowed Dr. King to develop new ideas regarding poverty and wealth inequity, which have been used to spark academic debates, new published works, and think pieces worldwide. Dr. King's decision to retreat to Jamaica was about creating space for deep reflection and visionary thinking. He often spoke about the importance of balancing action with contemplation.
emphasizing that meaningful progress requires clarity of purpose. During his time in Jamaica, he not only recharged, but also reconnected with his core values, allowing him to articulate a bold vision for economic justice and equality. This act of stepping away from the immediate demands of leadership demonstrates a profound lesson. To lead effectively, one must periodically pause to renew the mind and the spirit. It's a reminder that even amidst the urgency of social change, moments of rest are not only beneficial, but necessary for sustaining the work of justice and innovation. This reminds me of the phrase, rest as a form of resistance. Has anybody heard that before? I see little babies raising their hand. I'm like, oh, that's okay. No, I love it. Okay, so I'd like to explore a part of what that phrase means. Just a small part, because it's a lot. So rest challenges societal pressures that glorify overwork, particularly in underestimated communities. This phrase can be attributed to Tricia Hersey. So Ms. Hersey is a poet and an activist, and she's also the founder of the NAP Ministry. You heard that right, NAP Ministry. And she advocates for rest as a social justice and anti-capitalistic issue. Ms. Hersey states, besides making all of us exhausted, grind culture has stolen our imagination. Our thinking is limited because we are deeply disconnected, exhausted, sleep deprived, and don't believe we are worthy of anything unless we burn ourselves out to accomplish it. Think about how well this aligns with Dr. King's intentional choice to rest and recharge his imagination in Jamaica. Now, accepting rest in any form that it may come is not an invitation to do no work. Quite the opposite. Rest is an active verb itself. It requires effort and intention. Rest is also an act of strength. It's a way to sustain the incredible energy and focus required to meet the high demands and standards and rigorous educational excellence that you all navigate here at CSG and will navigate beyond these walls. It's also essential to fulfilling the purpose of she will know her power. Because knowing your power isn't just about excelling. It's about recognizing the practices like intentional rest that allow you to preserve, nurture, and grow that power for the long journey ahead. Taking breaks and stepping away from any kind of work allows you to gain new perspectives and rejuvenate creative energy. Research shows that adequate rest enhances cognitive function and problem-solving skills, which leads to increased innovation and productivity. Rest contributes to sustained excellence. Remember, knowing one's power also includes knowing when to pause, to preserve, protect, and grow that power. So take naps. Yes. Yes. Take those naps, because when you get to be my age, you don't get to take them as often anymore. As I mentioned, I work in diversity, equity, and inclusion at JPMorgan Chase. And because it impacts a lot of your futures and the futures of a lot of your children, I know you're aware of the importance of diversity and equity when it comes to education. The activism of the civil rights movement and today's efforts for racial equity have huge parallels, and the work that I continue to do could never be done without the foundation built by those a part of the civil rights movement. Personally, for the work that I do, rest replenishes my energy for the long haul. I remind myself that if Dr. King could take 2 months to vacation in Jamaica, surely I can take 2 weeks without a catastrophic result. There is a balance needed between action and renewal. Now you have to know yourself. What kind of rest does your body need at what time? In the middle of a school day, it may simply be a 5-minute closing of your eyes in a quiet nook in the library to de-stimulate your eyes and your mind. It could be a nap during lunch for the upper school. Maybe you take time to pray or meditate during a study period. It could be a cell phone detox over a weekend, or staying home on a Friday night to take a walk and refresh your nervous system. Use those moments not just to recover, but to reflect on your goals, your passions, and your unique contributions to the world. I encourage each of you to embrace rest, not as an indulgence, but as a cornerstone of your journey toward excellence. She will know her power is more than a promise. It's a declaration of your potential to lead, to innovate, and to inspire. But to truly know and wield that power, you must also recognize the importance of practices that sustain it. Rest is one of those essential practices. As young women, you are uniquely positioned to redefine the narrative around success. The world often tells us that our worth is tied to how hard we work or how much we output, instead of how little we pause. But Dr. King's example teaches us a vital truth. Rest is not a sign of weakness or a lack of ambition. It's a necessary strategy for those who aim to make meaningful change. And rest strengthens your ability to persevere, to think critically, and to bring your full self to the table. Think about the legacy you're building. Whether you aim to become a scientist, or an artist, or an entrepreneur, or an activist, your ability to impact the world will not only come from your determination, but also from your ability to recharge. Rest allows you to imagine new possibilities, innovate with clarity, and approach challenges with resilience. By prioritizing your well-being, you are actively investing in your ability to lead and create a better future. So I'm just going to take a moment. I'm almost at the end for the babies. I'm going to take a moment to teach you a box breathing exercise. So this is something that is done in yoga, but it doesn't have to necessarily be attributed to that, okay? But it can help lower stress, it can activate your parasympathetic nervous system, and calm your mind. So the practice is really simple. You inhale 4 breaths, 4 counts. But you inhale a breath on 4 counts, then you hold for 4 counts, then you exhale for 4 counts, and then you hold again for 4 counts. So it looks like a box, okay? So, if you're comfortable, please close your eyes. If you're not, that's fine. And we'll do 4 boxes together on my count. And if you need to see me do it the first time, before you close your eyes, that's fine. But again, you're going to inhale for 4 counts, then hold for 4, then exhale for 4, and then hold again for 4. You ready? This is the cadence. 1, 2, 3, inhale, 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, and hold. Again, inhale, and hold. 2, 3, 4, exhale. Good, and hold. One more time, inhale, and hold. Exhale, and hold. Very good. Y'all, the babies were doing so good too. They were using their little hands, making boxes. I love it. So it's a really simple exercise that you can use during the day. I use it all the time. And you can relax your body and your mind. Just feel how you're feeling in the moment and let the muscles relax. So, thank you for doing that with me. As you leave here today, I want you to remember this. Rest is a radical act of self-care. And self-care is a radical act of self-preservation. Dr. King's legacy reminds us that progress requires both determination and renewal. Embrace rest as a tool to protect and nurture your power, because the world needs the best version of you, and you deserve to thrive as you share your brilliance with the world. As we strive for greatness and change, we must honor our need to pause, reflect, and recharge, because rest is not a luxury. It's the foundation of our power. And as you carry forward CSG's promise to know your own power, may rest always be part of how you claim it. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Gabby Clark, and I'm a member of the BWCC. I'm delighted to introduce the CSG Steppers for their performance, choreographed by our past leadership. Stepping is a percussion dance form that originated in Africa and was brought to America by newly freed people in the late 19th century. It combines military drills and African foot dances. It also draws from the movements and performances of old-school R&B groups. In the early 1900s, Black Greek organizations helped shape stepping into the style that is recognized today. Over time, traditional steps have been combined with more modern moves like tap and jazz. Stepping is a common part of Greek life on college and university campuses. Some say that stepping gives them a way to express themselves and a point of connection. Please welcome our CSG Steppers.
Thank you, Upper School Choir. I love those lyrics. It's all within reach, reaching for the sky, still I rise. Dr. King dedicated his life to the nonviolent pursuit of justice and equity for all. Nearly 56 years after his passing, his legacy continues to guide and to challenge us. Today, we remain committed to the work of creating a world where all children can grow and thrive, where every individual is treated with dignity, and where the beauty of our diversity is celebrated. Dr. King embraced the principles of nonviolent resistance, which call for a courageous, active, and disciplined approach to confronting systems of injustice. As he taught, nonviolence is not passive. It is a way of life for courageous people, requiring bravery to resist oppression and to choose love over hate. It reminds us that the fight is not against individuals, but against structures and systems that perpetuate inequity. The goal of nonviolence is not only justice, but also redemption and reconciliation, fostering a beloved community where understanding and friendship triumph over division and fear. As we reflect on this year's theme, On the Way to Justice, Energy, and Longevity, let us commit to sustaining this work with both vigor and resilience. The path to justice is neither short nor easy, and it demands that we bring energy to the fight and embrace the courage required to persevere. Dr. King showed us that even in the face of immense challenges, progress is possible when we work together. Today, I urge each of you to take actions in your communities, whether that's through volunteering, mentoring, advocating for change, or simply standing up for what's right in your everyday life. Every effort counts. Seek opportunities to amplify the voices of others, challenge injustice wherever it exists, and build bridges across difference. It is through these collective acts, small and large, that we move closer to realizing Dr. King's dream. Thank you again so much for joining us today and for celebrating the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King, Jr. Let us leave here inspired and energized and united and determined to do our part in bending that arc of the moral universe, or pulling that arc of the moral universe a little closer toward justice. Together with energy and commitment, we can keep the dream alive and ensure that it thrives for generations to come. I want to extend my gratitude to our alumni speaker, Michonne Winborn. Let's give her another round of applause. I shared with her when she came back to the seat that this was a timely word for our community, so I'm grateful. It was a timely word for me. I also want to thank our student speakers for sharing your moving words today and for all the work that you did to prepare for today. Gratitude. We have some of our members of the Board of Trustees who joined us here today, so thank you for being with us. And I also want to acknowledge the alums that I see in the corner. You thought I didn't see you? I saw you come in. I wanted to shout them out because they are in college now and doing their thing, but they were here not too long ago running this program. And so thank you for coming back. and being that representative for the community. And all the other alums in the room, thank you for being here too. They just are wonderful grads. So we are at the conclusion of our program. We're going to do one last thing, which is one of our traditions. The upper school choir is going to lead us in a singing of Siahamba. So they are going to lead us as we all together sing twice through the Zulu verse and then twice through the English verse. Afterward, we will continue alternating verses as we dismiss by division, beginning with our youngest community of learners in the PYC. And then we will see you back on Tuesday. I hope you have a good weekend, and I hope that you do something for the community this weekend. Do something good in the world, and take a nap. Let's have some singing.